we're going to do a Slim Harpo song. This is originally done by him, and I'm doing the Fabulous Thunderbirds version, which I'll show you a couple different takes on it. But it's in the key of E, normal tuning. It's off their first CD, which I highly recommend, the Fabulous Thunderbirds. So off we go. Repeats. The vibrato turned on, as you hear. The speed's at about 7, just a little shy of 7, and the intensity's at 6. Very common song to play if you ever get a chance to play with a harp player. Almost all of them know it. This song, because it's in the key of E, we're going to be playing E 7th, A 7th, which is the 4, and for the 5th chord, we're going to be playing B 7th. In this case, we're going to be doing, we're going to use the 7th on the 2nd string, which is the D note. So to start out with, we're going to go on to the 4th string with the root note, the E, and we're going to hit that once. Then we're going to hammer into the 3rd string from open to 1. Then we're going to hit the 1st string open, and then we come into that 7th note on the 2nd string at the 3rd fret. So all together it'll sound like this. Repeats. Then we just take this whole form and we're going to move it up to the A, which again is the 4 in the key of E. And we're going to play the root, again the A here of this chord, at the 7th fret. And we have to bar the 3rd through the 1st string, because we're going to hammer on from what would be 5 to 6 on the 3rd string. Then we hit the 5th fret on the 1st string and end up on the 8th fret of the 2nd string. Then repeat. Just move the whole thing up to B. So then we start out on the 9th fret with the 4th string. And that's the whole rhythm. They continue that on throughout the song. If ever you get to play with a blues band, some bands use B 7th as a turnaround. So what I'm talking about is I'll play it through once. Now's the turnaround. Thunderbirds don't do that. They just stay on the E 7th and continue on. So if you listen to the song, you'll hear the difference. But if you're playing out, some bands do the B 7th. Here's the lead at speed, and then we'll slow it down. First section of the lead at speed, and then I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, so we're hitting 14 on the 4th string twice. Then we go to the 12 twice, but it's kind of quick. And then we hit 14 on the 3rd to 14 on the 4th. Back to 12 at the 3rd string. And then we do a 14, 12, 14 on the 4. So all together, kind of slow. The next part, we're going to go 14 on the 4 to 12, 14 on the 3rd, and then we're going to end up on 12 and kind of pull that with a slight bend down. So all together, this whole first part will sound like this. Then we're going to come back to the second lick, and it'll go like this. So what we're doing here, there's some real Jimmie Vaughan subtlety here. Those slight bends on the 12 are very typical of Jimmy. So what we're doing is we're on the 4th string at 14, and we're going to hit 12 on the 3rd string, and that's kind of our anchor point for that slight bend. Then we go to 14 on the 3rd to 12 on the 2nd. Back to 12 on the 3rd with our slight bend. And then we end up on 14, 12 on the